Hiya folks, welcome back to Hammerting. This is the second episode of the Let's Play series. And yeah, first episode, I guess you probably are only here if you have watched that. If you haven't, go back and watch it. Much will not make sense if you've not seen that. But yeah, we got some stuff done. We got many small quarries built. We got a farm unlocked and built, so our water, we've got a water supply, so our dwarves will not thirst to death, dehydrate to death. Um, and we technically have a food supply which will stop them from starving to death. However, we are waiting for some of these mushrooms to grow a bit further before we can before that'll happen. I'm not too worried. The lack of food is just about our storage. The dwarves themselves still have Soma here is the one who has the least hunger in their hunger bar. Um, yeah, and that'll they'll not be fully hungry for quite some time. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that. We will have mushrooms for them to eat by the time they are desperate for food, at the very latest. So yeah, what are we going to do today? So with those taken care of, the only bar on here. So yeah, that's the hunger and morale bar. The energy bar can be handled by them sleeping on the floor. The greed bar, they just take money, and we set up like a low priority granite pillar production export operation. So we will be selling those anyway. So, and the only kind of dwarf need we need to handle now is their health. If they get hurt, they need medicine to recover. Um, with the exception of Helga, who needs medicine to recover from just life in general because they're a hypochondriac and they just get ill for no reason. Um, I mean, I guess technically a hypochondriac would be someone who thinks they're ill but isn't. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think we need to be particularly strict with our diagnoses. We know what the gameplay effect is. So we need to build an infirmary so that we can start making medicine. We've also got a foundry to make metal and dwellings and vaults, which are useful for other things. We'll get to those as we go. But yeah, as I mentioned in the first one, we want to have our base be set up with a vertical orientation. So all our production buildings will be starting on this tile, so right next to the staircase, and then extending however far to the left the width of that building goes. So I want to go upwards for the infirmary, and I want to go downwards for the foundry. I think. Oh, what have we done here? Okay, well, we might need to fix that later on. I think we've built all this uh, one tile too low, so we might have to come back and fix that later on. But yeah, so soft. Oh, we found a grotto. We've got another 4 uh, mountain lore for finding this grotto, and then we got another one for just general exploration. That means we can unlock blacksmithing, which is one of the kind of future goals that I wanted us to get to later on. Once we've got blacksmithing, a lot of things are going to become much easier. But yeah, soft resources like medicine and food and drink and stuff, I want to build up above our entrance. Hard resources like stone and metal, I want to build below our entrance. The only exception being our farms, and I'll explain why that is later on when we're building the foundry. So yeah, up here we want the entrance to be 2 staircases high. Everything needs to be either 2 or 4 or 6 staircases high, because later on the right hand side of the staircase is going to be dedicated to storages, and storages are exactly 2 staircases high, so it'll make our base work a lot better if we just stick to that from the start. And let's put the the infirmary, let's just like chuck it there, but then cancel it, and then cancel the middle of that, and then we want to mine into the mountain to this extent, make sure we get any resources that would be behind that, and then we can mine out the middle and then build the infirmary there. And in the meantime, Helga's going to be building down there. I have a sneaking suspicion that Helga might get trapped down there. If this is built above them, they're going to end up trapped in that hole. But it's not too. Yeah, we'll deal with it if that's what happens. We're going to crank up the speed a little bit as well. So, in fact, okay, I don't think Helga's going to get trapped. Oh no, Helga is already trapped. So they can't. So it's a bit weird because they can go through this horizontal landing of the staircase if they're on the stairs, but they can't just climb up through it by climbing up the walls or something. So I think if we do like that, Helga will be able to get back out of there. We'll see that. Yeah, the stranded dwarves message has now disappeared. So that's all good with me. And yeah, while we're here, let's explore. Let's send Soma off to explore what's out this way before we block it off. Yeah. Oh, there's a goblin. Let's fight the goblin. There's a citadel mushroom that's not quite grown yet. There is one that is grown. There's a sapphire crab. Then we're going to kill that. Get some crab meat for eating later on. There we go. And that goblin's kicking Soma's ass. Luckily the others are coming to help. That was a tough fight. That was I don't think we can get up here. No, we can't get up there. So yeah, so this is all going to be out of our vision range now. We want to block that off. Can we even block that off? This might be a problem. I think the grotto itself will. So I think once you can see part of the grotto, you can see the entire grotto. So once we've got that infirmary, this grotto will give us vision over all this area. So I don't think we need to block out like here. We can block out there. We are potentially going to get attacked while we're waiting for all this to be done before we can build our infirmary and expand our vision range. But in the meantime, let's see. I don't think it lets us. Doesn't let us do that. Does it let us build here? No. Here? Also no. Oh, not even there? Come on, man. There. I guess that's. I think that's the best we're gonna get. Okay, so yeah, the hitbox for that grotto is a bit bigger than I was expecting. Yeah, close enough. So we found the grotto. What? And another grotto? Okay, there's another one there, I guess. Yeah, we are all good. Oh, there's a rat. Okay. Stop trying to do stuff down here. I don't want you to be fighting these creatures. Please. Yeah, you can fight that. But then I want you to be high priority on building the blockers. And yeah, okay, so there's copper behind there. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't find any copper just so we could get this mined out quicker and the infirmary built so that we don't have this non-vision range stuff going on. So we got a little noise saying that we completed a mission. I've got the message for that switched off because I don't really care that much, to be honest. All the stuff that they want us to do is stuff that we'll do eventually anyway, apart from the victory conditions, and we're way away from being able to make any progress towards those. The overworld missions again will just happen naturally, so I'm just going to close all them. We will occasionally get some random unexplained mountain lore and trade lore, and that's pretty much because we've completed random missions. Yeah, so let's have a look. Can we buy gauze from anyone? No, we can't buy any medicine. I would really have liked to have been able to buy some medicine from these folks. Um, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case because we've got no medicine left and Soma is only at like 2/3 health. So I think we need to make sure someone is up here mining all the time because that'll keep our vision range over this area. Everything else is covered by buildings, but this area is not until we finish building um, the thing. What's the thing? The thing we're building, the infirmary. So yeah, we'll see. And then I'm going to leave this as it is just now. We want to go, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to go down by one more before we build anything. And the reason for that is while the foundry is only like 3 staircases high, later on we'll unlock a bigger foundry which is 4 staircases high. Is it? No, okay, no, we need to go even further. We need to go, that's 1, 2, 3, we need to go another 3 down, which is going to hit that grotto. Okay, I'm getting less and less enamored with our base location because these grottos are just going to get in the way of everything. They don't get in the way of the staircases, but we can't build like any kind of background building on top of these at all. They're just right in the way of everything. So I'm thinking I'm going to stop planning out things so meticulously, and we're just going to start building things wherever we can, and then later in the game, we'll call this our kind of like disorganized starter base, and later in the game we'll replan where this staircase is going to go. Once we've got better weapons and we can afford to go exploring, once we've got medicine and weapons and stuff, we can go explore. We can find a better place to put our kind of central shaft, because yeah, I would like to build this in a place where we're not going to have to like go around things, and we're not going to have to put big gaps in the middle of our base. But yeah, cool. Okay, so but in the short term, getting this infirmary done is critical, so we're gonna go for that. I'm gonna see. Yeah, okay. So we've got mushrooms stored, we've got water stored. So let's mine this out and destroy the farm, and then build it again one notch higher, because it needs to be like in line with this landing, or maybe not. Maybe yeah. You know what? We'll go with it. I literally just said that we're not gonna be too meticulous in our base layout, and then it was like, no, this is one tile off. I've got to fix it. So maybe that wasn't the smart way to do that, but I'm committed. We're doing it. One thing that's kind of annoying is whenever you build bricks or fertile soil or one of the other foreground blocks, when you remove them, the background blocks turn into that. So yeah, you need to be careful, and you can't like rebuild it to make it granite or dirt again. So yeah. Anyway, fertile soil. We'll make more of it this time, and we'll put the farm there. We'll crank up the priority on the farm because yeah, now we've got no food or drink. It's all on the floor where we can't get it. So, and we're fighting again. Soma is getting really hurt. Helga has got everything they can get without technology to unlock chains, but they don't. Let's have a look. Robustness is their primary stat as a builder. They can get that from here, and that also unlocks the things that make them a better fighter. So let's do that, and then the last in that chain makes them a better hauler and gives them a robustness and deafness, which also makes them a better builder. So that chain of 4 traits will be really good for them as a builder and as a hauler, because obviously if they're building stuff they need to haul materials to the building site, and then also as a fighter, which yeah, everyone needs to be a fighter pretty much, especially Soma the Delver, but also Helga the Builder, because Helga the Builder is like the second most likely to be off on their own and getting into fights on their own. So yeah, let's make sure we plant at least one set of mushrooms as quickly as possible, so we don't end up with our dwarves eating all the mushrooms and ending up not having any left to plant. There we go. Okay. We should be good. What's Sibba the Mason? Hauling items to Overlook. Okay, Sibba is still selling stuff. So that's good. Money incoming. If nothing else, it didn't look like there was any medicine to buy, but we can absolutely buy food. Like this great sea algae is only 29 copper each, and is worth 350 hunger, so that's pretty awesome. The sugar beets are less useful, but the bacon is pretty much also as useful. So we could absolutely, in fact, let's do that. Let's just buy all that algae and the bacon, and then there's the other one can sell us lichen. So lichen's not really very useful as a pure edible, but it's only but it's useful to cook into soup later on. So maybe we won't bother with that because we don't have the technology or the building for cooking. You also get lichen by yeah, you can see you've got some lying around. That's because when you're mining the dirt, you have a 2.4% chance of dropping a lichen with every dirt block you break. There's probably some up here as well, yeah. I don't know about the granite. So lichen is more likely to be found in granite than dirt? That doesn't seem right, but whatever. It's not my game. I'm not going to complain about getting more food. The soup we make out of this is really good, but the lichen itself is not very good as a foodstuff. So yeah, cool. So some more mushrooms. So Sibba is kinda hungry. I think, you know what? I bet it's because we've not done this. Oh, hang on, no. Make it maintenance. So yeah, they've not done that, so they need to go and get those mushrooms, pick them up off the ground and take them up here, and then they have to, and then the dwarves can go to the building and pick them up to eat. But yeah, we'll not plant any more mushrooms just now, just so we've got the remaining ones available to eat. What we will do is we can now build the infirmary. No, we cannot build the infirmary because we haven't built our foundry, so we don't have any of the materials to build an infirmary with. Okay. Foundry, and yeah, in the new spirit of just building stuff wherever, our foundry is going like here. That seems about right. And again, we're going to cancel the actual building, but just so we can use it to mark out where we're going to mine things. Oh no, that's the wrong button. Let's cancel it. Cancel, yeah. And the same again. Oh man. Okay. So that's a bit of a problem. We're going to continue to get attacked. So we need to fight all these. We're in trouble. Like, this isn't going well. Yeah, Soma is running away, which is fair because they've only got 1 health point left. Yeah, you're allowed to run away in that scenario. Like, I'm not going to judge you for that. Yeah, neither of these are going to sell us any medicine. Okay, right. We need to break this down. And break this down. And do we? That should allow us to block this off by putting a little overhang in here. And then I think we kind of have vision range over this bit, so it should stop it from... No, we don't, because they can still spawn like here. Okay, hopefully, yeah. I don't know. Hopefully we'd get away with it. Like, that's all. That's the best we can hope for at this point, is to get away with it. In fact, you know what? I'm not even going to try and mine this out first. The foundry's just going to go in. It's going to get high prioritized, and if we waste some resources behind there, I don't even care. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. There's copper up here we can mine. There's copper down here. There's loads of copper that we were mining over here. So there's a little bit of coal left there. We mined out quite a big chunk of coal over here, so it doesn't really matter if we do that. But yeah, if we look, it's got all the materials, so now it's just going to delete all of them at that specific point in the construction process where it's like time to take the scaffolding down. So if there was any copper on that back wall, it's gone now. Okay, so craft me some copper ingots. 5, yeah, we don't need more than 5 right now because we want to make sure we get the beam pretty much immediately. We don't have a dwarf set to do that job. For now, that's going to be Helga. Helga, you can be a metallurgist. Even though you're a terrible metallurgist, you're going to be one for a moment. And then, well, I guess you're going to still Right, builder is no longer a priority for you. Please, metallurgy. That's the correct grammatical expression of what I was just saying, right? Yeah. What are you doing? You're eating some of that algae, right? Okay. Gonna eat algae. Gonna bring... Right, okay. You know what? You are also a metallurgist. You're not allowed to trade anymore. In fact, you know what? Yeah, you can keep trading because I want to get more money because, like, at some point in this episode I'm going to hire 2 more dwarves, one to do farming and one to do metallurgy. And we need money for that. We need to buy the dwarves with money. So we do want to keep that going. Just do some metallurgy. Why are you not doing some metallurgy? High priority, please. Okay, now you're bringing the copper ore. Now you should go and do it. Okay, cool. Right, so it was just a problem where they hadn't hauled the ore there, and the ore wasn't high enough priority to haul there, so they didn't get started. Hauling stuff. Yeah, this is just not going very well. Come on, right. Okay, so you've made your first copper ingot. Now you can make a beam. In fact, I don't even care about maintaining that. Just like build. You built 2? Yeah. For beam for beam, yeah. And now you can maintain those, and you can just go back to normal priority, and that should mean, so builder is now there. I don't think we need any of these I think the rest of the metallurgy we want to do can wait until we've got a dedicated dwarf for it. But yeah, I prioritize this, please. What are you? Okay, so yeah, no, Soma is not going to build it because Soma can't build it because Soma doesn't have a hammer. But Helga can do it. Helga, save us. There we go. There we go. Okay, so how many mushrooms do we have? I've only got 9 mushrooms. Because there's 4 different things we can make in here. Mushroom oil is not medicine. We use that for like leather working later on, and I think it's also valuable to sell. Gauze, that's the stuff we were buying and the stuff we started with, but it uses hide, and we don't have any hide, and it's not something we can produce on an ongoing sustainable basis. And also, it's got a whole bunch of different uses. Like, we can use hide, different types of hide for multiple other more useful things. So the 2 medicines we're going to look at are the balm of ooze and the mushroom paste. The balm of ooze just takes water and green slime. We've got a bunch of those slimes that we've been killing. They all drop like multiple globs of slime each, and that restores 500 health. So that's going to be our high tier medicine. So we're going to go try and maintain 20 of those in the base at all times. And then mushroom paste, it's much less effective as a medicine. It only does 150 health. However, it uses only mushrooms and water, which we are producing essentially, or we're producing an essentially infinite supply of those already. So that's going to be our like backup. All of the green slime will get turned into balm of ooze, and that'll be hopefully that'll be our kind of top tier medicine, and then our backup will be the mushroom paste, which should always be available. And we don't have a healer, so who can be a healer? You know what, Helga, you can be a healer, right? Yeah, you can be a healer, and we'll put this on high priority because I don't want anyone. I don't want. Yeah, you know why? Like we're that desperate for it. So we've also got a vaults needed warning, and we've got a dwarf with no dwelling warning. Low health and lack of medicine, we just solved that. Impossible orders, we don't. That's just the copper ingot because we don't have a dwarf for that skill. Knowledge available. We've not even built the buildings from our previous knowledge unlocks, so we'll worry about that later. But the vaults needed and the dwarf with no dwelling are both things that we can solve. The dwelling just needs lumber and a couple of the stone stuff that we're already making. The vault just needs a couple of granite pillars and a couple of copper ingots, which we've just unlocked or like gained the ability to make. So we can absolutely build those. The dwellings. This is the warning. Like Helga here has full pockets. In order to refill their greed, they would need to pick up more coins than they can currently fit in their pocket. So we want to have dwellings for all of our dwarves. So let's just plan that out. And now that we've got medicine, we're not on super high alert, so we can build these kind of wherever we want. We can build them slowly and make sure we get the resources, if that makes sense. So I think I kind of want to build one in here. Is that going to fit in there? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so we'll mine that out and cancel like wait, no, mine, but cancel, and then mine? No. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, so we want to cancel like along here, and then like here, and that should allow them to go up and over, and yeah, okay, it doesn't matter that much. I'm getting like too deep in the weeds, I think. These ones we can just get rid of the middle one, just so we can get access to the top of this without having to build scaffolding back up if there's resources we need. And then cancel, dig, no dig, yeah, that's fine, that should do it. Yeah, cool, okay. That should do the job. And yeah, we'll just leave them doing what they're doing for now. That's only two. We need multiple more dwellings, so we'll plan out. I guess maybe we'll just plan out like a whole row of them. I get down here, so we don't run into that. We don't run into that king slime. So 1, 2, 3 is probably a good number, because yeah, because we've got 3 dwarfs and we want 1 more for smelting and 1 more for farming. So that's 3 there, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we'll have an extra one. That's fine. Maybe we can get a dedicated healer dwarf. So yeah, we'll see. I guess our money's gone away again. Our money's fluctuating quite a lot, but that's fine. Yeah, this is the king slime. Look at that. 5 protection from all types of damage and 200 health. Those things are absolutely brutal to fight at this difficulty level. At least with the crappy weapons we currently have. Because like, yeah, no crushing damage at all because it's got more protection than we have damage, and less than half of its slashing damage done. So that's like 4, so it's like 50 hits from this axe to kill it. It's just not worth it's just not worth trying to fight it. Yeah, so we'll try and avoid fighting those as much as possible, even now that we've got medicine. Until we've got better weapons, that's probably going to be a really bad idea to try and tangle over them. But yeah, Helga's really slow at making medicine, which is understandable because they're brand new to it, but slightly frustrating. We can mine along here. Yeah, just keep mining. We'll put onto the fastest speed because we're just kind of waiting for a lot of stuff to be done. Hopefully we'll see our money go up high. Siva's making stuff to sell, so hopefully we'll see a big chunk of cash come in for there. Yeah, there we go. 6 silver. Let's see who's available to recruit. We need a metallurgist, which, if I remember correctly, needs fervor and wisdom, primary and secondary, and then we need a farmer, which needs robustness and wisdom, primary and secondary. So this one might make a good farmer. They've got they've got a buff to wisdom from one trait and a penalty to wisdom from another trait. Then I'll just total another negative trait. So yeah, maybe we'll come back to them. They've got a buff to robustness from their clan. We've got, yeah, okay. Again, 2 negative traits and a positive one. The positive empathy from this is kind of meaningless, so this is pretty much entirely a negative trait, so I'm not too keen on this one. Here's one, just, yeah. Okay, so two negative traits, but they're not particularly bad ones, and they've got a buff to fervor from their clan and one of their traits. So this is going to be, I think Sorla here is going to be our metallurgist. So let's get you hired. Let's get you renamed. Sorla. In fact, no, that's way too complicated. Smelter. That's a more natural name, and then we've got a bit of alliteration on the go as well, which is always a good thing. So, yeah, okay, skills. Don't want to do to heal, arcanist. That you can militia. Don't farm. Don't you can build. Oh wait, no, metallurgist is your main thing. Cook, tailor, whitesmith, stonemason. You can also be a blacksmith. There's no reason not to let you do the blacksmithing to start with. Later in the game, we'll deactivate blacksmithing and have a dedicated dwarf for each of those. So you can, that one needs to be for metallurgists. So metallurgists and blacksmiths and builders all use hammers, but the hammers that are best for each skill vary. So this one can be for miner, and later on we'll change that for one that's good for hauling or something probably. But yeah, we'll get into the tool system once we unlock blacksmithing and build a blacksmith. But yeah, it's a really interesting system. But yeah, we don't need to worry about that yet because we've only got one type of thing. Oh yeah, and we wanted a farmer as well, right? I think Offrad is going to have to be our farmer. So yeah, Offrad. Oh, Offrad farmer. So yeah, farmer top of the list. Builder and miner will be your like secondary things. Pretty much everyone can build or mine in their spare time. Let's also make you our primary healer, so you can farm and heal and pretty much do nothing else. And then Helga can go back to being our builder slash miner slash expansion focused person. Soma and Helga are team expansion. Offrad, Sorla, and Siba are team industry. Yeah, so all good. We're Sorla. What? Okay, so Forge Mind, Smelting Tactics, Heart of Steel. Yeah, cool. Offrad, we might as well get you queued up with your traits. Oh, there's only 4, but yeah, that's fine. We'll worry about the rest of them later on once you outgrow those traits. Yeah, let's put this back on normal priority because we've got enough medicine to be going on with. We really want to start harvesting those mushrooms again, so we don't run out of food. Okay, so let's put the mushrooms up to the top. Oh, okay, so we've mined far enough that we can get attacks from there, but it's not such a big deal now that we've got medicine. But yeah, let's put the collecting mushrooms at the top of the list because we do have people who very much need food. But we're still over our coin limit, so let's just buy some more food. No reason to not do that. What else? Gauze? That would have been really handy like 20 minutes ago. But yeah, apparently not. We've not encountered any other towns yet. So how that works is every time we sell something, this trade level goes up, and when it gets high enough, when it reaches a new threshold, the vision range around that town expands, and you can find more towns. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore missions for now. We'll worry about the rest of that later on. We want to take care of our own needs for now, I think. Yeah, and is that space for a dwelling? I think we need, yeah, no, we're two tiles shy of being able to build a dwelling in this space. Um, there we go. Okay, first dwelling goes here. Yeah. Okay, so dwarves can jump higher than they can mine, so they can only mine 4 tiles above themselves. They need 2 tiles to stand in, so if it was standing here, it couldn't mine this one. But now that that's mined out, it can jump up and stand on here and mine. So that's all good. Cancel this bit. And yeah, I don't see like a vein of minerals in there, so I'm not going to worry about uncovering every tile. Usually if you get minerals, they're in like a little vein like this size, so you don't necessarily need to worry about destroying stuff if there's only one line of tiles covering it. But yeah, we'll mine out this. In fact, we can mine along there. And same thing, if they were standing here, they couldn't mine up here. They could mine like one of them, but not the other, and then they couldn't jump up to mine it. Oh, rats. The rats are coming. Yeah, this is just brutal. This is just so much brutal fighting. Okay, so we've got a dwelling. Who's the one who needs it the most? Helga or Soma? Helga is capped out, but they've still got plenty in the green bar. Soma is also capped out, but they've got even more in the green bar. So this one's going to be Helga's house. You can live there. There's also upgrades for that. We'll come back to that when all of them are built. I don't want to distract our builders from building the rest of these dwellings by upgrading the ones we've already got. So now, at some point, Helga should come along and drop off their money, and then at that point they can pick up more and refill the greed bar by doing that, and everyone will be happy. Everyone will be, all our dwarves will be happy. We will be, we'll still be happy, but we'll be slightly poorer. So we're way over our limit, so let's go find some stuff we want to buy. We can buy stuff from Damberg here, but it's all stuff that we're really good at making ourselves. The silver ingots. So we don't currently have the technology to smelt iron tools or silver. We don't have the technology to smelt iron ingots or silver ingots, but we could make tools out of those if we had blacksmithing unlocked and had a blacksmiths. So sometimes buying these can be useful, but they're super expensive. So I don't think we're going to bother with that right now. It could be really useful to buy like 6 iron ingots or like 10 iron ingots and make everyone an iron spear that's a lot stronger than a copper one. But yeah, we'll worry about that once we've actually got the capability of building a blacksmith. So yeah, food is going to be the high priority. This one's the one that has more. Does this one have any more food? No. We'll grab some of these barley seeds and the deep hops, because those are they're not very useful for us yet. But when we unlock brewing and the crops that we grow to turn into alcohol, those are the seeds for those. So we will need some of those at some point. So let's do that. The beaver hides are really good for making clothes out of when we get that technology. The chicken eggs are really good for making bread out of. I think we can grow like wheat and then make it into flour and then combine it with eggs and water to make bread, and that's a really good foodstuff that also recovers health. Maybe we want to stockpile a few of those before we unlock cooking. We're below our limit for now, so we'll just keep playing until that can be like somewhere on our priority list of things to buy. I need to do that. Okay, right, we're back over our limit again. So I'm not going to really commentate on it anymore. I'm just going to go and buy stuff. every now and again. Things that we can cook or whatever later on. Yeah, here we go. Dwelling. There we go. This one's just sitting here. Maybe we should. So I'm not gonna plant any more this many mushrooms, but I'm gonna put fertile soil out there because eventually we're gonna be able to grow things other than mushrooms. And I know I said I'm not going to plant any more mushrooms, but what I meant was we're going to plant mushrooms up to here, but not any further left. When we remember, can we see them? Yeah, these citadel mushrooms that we can grow for wood. When we unlock the ability to plant those, that'll be what this area is for. And here, this has to be for Offrad, right? Because this is right next to the farm, and Offrad is our farmer. Technically, they're also our healers, so they could have this one, but we'll build them there. And then this one can be Soma the Delver, because it's not near any of our production buildings. So having them live there, because they're not associated with a specific production building, that would be a good place for them to live. And then I think we might move Helga from here to here, so that we can have this one be Sorla's house, because it's right next to the smeltery. And then Sibba the Mason can just live there because I don't really care. It'll not be super efficient, but they can at least live there and have a place to live. Yeah, okay, mine here. We don't have any granite pillars. I guess we're outstripping Sibba. Sibba's too busy with the export market to do that. So that's not too much of a hassle. We're out of money again, so yeah, we just have to wait for Sibba the Mason to go and do the things that Sibba the Mason does and earn us a bit more cash. And yeah, we're looking at the runtime. We're just gonna kind of wait for these. Here we go. Let's make this Helga, and then make this Sorla. That should work. That should work. And then yeah, dwelling in here. Dwelling down there. I'm surprised we haven't run out of lumber because we don't have a sustainable source for that. And like, I don't know where we would even have been picking up lumber. Where would we even have been getting that from? Who knows? Who knows? We can go and buy some if we need to. It's annoying because as far as I'm aware, none of the things that need us to buy lumber need the really expensive lumber, which is the most commonly sold by them. There's like reclaimed and driftwood lumber, which is like a fraction of the price of this Vendari lumber, but 9 times out of 10 the only stuff they sell is that Vendari lumber, which is super expensive. So we'll buy it if we have to. Doesn't look like we actually have to. In fact, we don't even need this other dwelling. We'll build it anyway. We might as well, because we're only going to get more dwarves. And yeah, let's have a look at the upgrades as the last thing we do in this episode. The tier 1 upgrade is just 1 block of granite to build. That's super easy. The tier 2 upgrades, the comfy bed, which gates everything in the higher tiers. We don't have the technology for that. We need weaving for that. The prestigious pelt is not gated by technology, but actually it is, because it needs a tailor to do it, and a tailor needs a needle, and a needle needs a technology that we've not got yet. So we're not going to bother with we're only going to do the tier 1 fireplace as an upgrade for this. So this one do that, this one do that, this one do that, and what that does is it makes them sleep faster, so they don't sleep as long, so they're more productive for longer in a given workday. Which is good. And the other ones give other update. The prestigious pelt does that, and also makes their greed bar go down slower, so they don't take as much money, they don't run out of greed as fast. And then the others do very other similar stuff. Like the family portrait actually gives them health regen, which is super handy. Because like a lot of the time they're here, like Sorla here has like they're only like 35 health below their maximum, so they're not going to bother taking medicine for that, but they're also not at full health. So having like a very slow health regen would let them close that gap, and maybe it'll save us a little bit of medicine over time, because they'll be able to fight just that little bit longer before they have to run away and get healed up. Um, but yeah, things are looking pretty good. We've got a supply of medicine, so our dwarves can fight without worrying about slowly getting worn down to death. We've got food and drink sorted now. These dwarves are all still hungry, but it's because the mushrooms we're making, the mushrooms they're eating, only have like 150. They only give them 150 uh, into their bar, and that doesn't take them out of the hunger zone. But they aren't going to starve to death because they can always go and eat another mushroom and another mushroom, and they'll be like continuously kind of hungry, but they'll never actually starve to death because they'll always have some mushrooms to eat. The way to solve that is via the cooking technology. We can make a cookhouse and cook a whole bunch of like much better, fancier meals, which recover a whole lot more hunger over time. And that way they also need to eat less often, so they get distracted from the work less often. And it's just good things all around. So maybe we'll do that. We only have one more dwarf. We can only have up to 6 dwarfs right now. We The default is 5, and then we found this statue which goes up by 1. So unless we unlock a couple of the technologies or find more of these statues, we're going to be limited to only one more dwarf than we currently have. So we want to, yeah, I think the next phase we want to get a blacksmith, and we want to make better tools and weapons for all of our dwarves, so that we can explore without worrying too much. The medicine lets them heal up after a fight, but obviously better weapons will make them significantly better at fighting significantly better in the fight itself, and they'll have to run away for medicine less, and they'll use less medicine overall, and just much less bad things will happen. And the tools are really good as well. Getting better tools will dramatically improve how well they can work, and yeah, just all good things. So yeah, probably blacksmithing. Blacksmithing doesn't only unlocks tools; it doesn't actually unlock any better weapons. But then immediately afterwards, we've got the option of spear making, which lets us make spears, believe it or not, and woodworking techniques, which lets us make axes. Spears are better weapons than axes, but I'm leaning towards woodworking techniques anyway, because it gives us stuff that isn't weapons, whereas spear making just only gives us the spears. But yeah, we'll see. I'll have a think, and we'll decide which one of those we prefer in the next episode, before we, like, once we've unlocked blacksmithing and got that set up, we'll figure out what the best plan for that is. But yeah, that's everything for today. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.